dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
But how did a lone outcast from Titan rise to wield ultimate power, only to lose everything? Ever wondered how a purple alien with a weird chin became the greatest villain Marvel ever created? From an awkward kid on Titan to literally snapping half the universe away, this is the epic story of the Mad Titan's rise and his dramatic fall. And speaking of rising, I'm a small YouTube channel, just like Baby Groot, and my personal Infinity Gauntlet moment is reaching 1,000 subscribers. So smash that subscribe button to help me hit my goal faster than Thanos snapped away Spider-Man. Now let's jump straight into the madness. Our story begins on the moon of Titan, home to a powerful race known as the Eternals. Born to the scientist Alars and his wife Suisan, Thanos wasn't exactly what you'd call a cute baby. In fact, with his purple skin, massive body, and the rough chin of an alien potato, he immediately stood out, and not in a good way. Rejected at birth due to what Eternals called deviant syndrome, Thanos had it tough right from day one. His own mother took one look at him and thought, yeah, this kid might destroy the universe, attempting to take his life moments after birth. Safe to say, Thanos had some serious family drama right off the bat. Despite his intimidating look, young Thanos was actually a brilliant student, fascinated by science and obsessed with discovering his true purpose. Sure, he was shy, awkward, and spent most of his days drawing pictures of dead animals. Red flag, anyone? But hey, nobody's perfect. Things took a dark turn when a mysterious girl, who Thanos totally had a crush on, convinced him to explore a dangerous cave. Separated from his friends for days, Thanos refused to kill creatures lurking in the darkness for food, sticking to his innocent morals. But when he finally emerged, he discovered his friends were brutally killed by the very creatures he spared. Lesson learned: death was necessary for life to survive, at least according to young Thanos. Fueled by trauma and a newfound fascination with death, Thanos began experimenting on creatures in secret, searching obsessively for answers about his genetic makeup. And that mysterious girl? Well, she wasn't exactly your average girl next door crush. Eventually, she revealed herself as Death, literally the cosmic embodiment of death itself. Talk about dating trouble. Influenced by Death's twisted encouragement, Thanos spiraled further into madness, committing the first ever murders in Titan's history, including tragically taking his own mother's life. His obsession eventually forced him into exile, fleeing Titan to become a ruthless space pirate, like Star-Lord, but way more murdery. During his dark adventures, Thanos fathered countless children across the universe, only to abandon them, mirroring his own father's neglect. Later, in a twisted show of loyalty to death, Thanos would hunt down and destroy entire planets where his children resided, all to prove his commitment to the only woman he truly cared about. Yet, despite his violent path, Thanos genuinely believed his actions served a greater purpose. Witnessing worlds destroyed by overpopulation and resource depletion convinced him the universe needed balancing, no matter the cost. Death became his guide, destruction his method, and ultimately, the quest for cosmic balance would push Thanos toward his most infamous act yet, gathering the Infinity Stones to erase half of all life. But before we dive into that epic Infinity Stone hunt, let's talk about exactly what made Thanos such a terrifying force, the mind-blowing powers and abilities of the Mad Titan himself. Alright, let's get something straight. Thanos isn't just some purple bodybuilder with questionable morals. He's packing a level of power that would make Thor jealous and Hulk nervous. Seriously, even before getting his Golden Glove of Doom, Thanos was one of the most powerful beings in Marvel history. First off, he's got strength that makes lifting mountains seem like a casual Tuesday workout. Remember how he casually crushed the Tesseract in Infinity War like it was a glow stick at a rave? Yeah, that's just a warm-up. But strength is just the start. Thanos also boasts ridiculous intelligence. Imagine Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, and Rocket Raccoon rolled into one, then multiplied by 1,000. This purple genius mastered science, cosmic engineering, mysticism, and strategy so advanced that he built technology far beyond anything humanity has even dreamed of. And despite looking like he skipped leg day, the guy can move. Thanos has speed and agility far beyond Captain America or Black Panther, dodging blows with ease, even casually boxing the Hulk into retirement without breaking a sweat. Need more? How about immortality? That's right, Thanos doesn't age, never gets sick, and barely even bruises. If you manage to injure him, congrats. You've mildly inconvenienced him for about 5 seconds before his accelerated healing kicks in and restores him back to peak purple perfection. He can teleport using his techno-mystical throne, manipulate cosmic energy to shoot concussive blasts or heat beams, and has reflexes so sharp, even Spider-Man's Spidey sense might give up trying. Oh, and did I mention he once got resurrected by death itself? Because, of course he did. But here's the craziest part. Everything we've covered so far, that's just Thanos at his baseline. No Infinity Stones, no cosmic cheat codes, nothing. Just pure, raw Thanos. Once he starts collecting those shiny Infinity Stones, things escalate from terrifying to we might have a serious problem here, guys. So Thanos has all this power, strength, brains, immortality, cosmic blasts, and yet he still wanted more. But what exactly pushed this walking purple apocalypse to snap his fingers and erase half of all life? Well, turns out he wasn't your typical villain hungry for power or revenge. Thanos genuinely thought he was doing the universe a favor. He believed he was the misunderstood hero brave enough to make the tough call that nobody else dared to. In the comics, Thanos' obsession was actually love, specifically a creepy crush on the literal personification of death herself. Yeah, that mysterious girl from his past wasn't just edgy. She was the cosmic embodiment of death, and Thanos? He was head over heels desperate to impress her. His twisted logic, the ultimate romantic gesture, was to gather all 6 Infinity Stones, become all-powerful, and casually wipe out half of existence. Because nothing says romance like cosmic genocide, right? But the MCU version of Thanos went a different way, swapping obsessive love for twisted philosophy. Witnessing his home planet, Titan, fall apart under the pressures of overpopulation, Thanos developed an extreme belief in universal balance. For him, wiping out half of all life wasn't murder. It was mercy. It wasn't personal. It was random. Fair. Rich, poor, weak, strong. Everyone had the same 50-50 chance of survival. He genuinely thought he was saving life from destroying itself, making Thanos strangely relatable and seriously terrifying. But philosophical villains always meet resistance. It's time we talk about the heroes who stepped up and said, "Not today, Grapeface." Thanos might have been the strongest villain in Marvel's history, but even the Mad Titan had to deal with some serious resistance. Leading the charge against him were Earth's finest, the Avengers. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Hulk all stepped up, even if Hulk got humbled faster than Tony Stark could drop a sarcastic remark. Beyond Earth, cosmic heroes like Adam Warlock and Captain Marvel also stood toe-to-toe with Thanos. In the comics, Adam Warlock repeatedly outsmarted him, becoming one of the Titan's biggest headaches. Captain Marvel brought the fight straight to him, delivering hits powerful enough to make Thanos reconsider his life choices. The Guardians of the Galaxy, an oddball group of misfits led by Star-Lord, did their best to sabotage Thanos too, although Star-Lord kinda sabotaged himself in the MCU by losing his cool at exactly the wrong moment. Seriously, Quill? Timing is everything. Thor nearly took Thanos out with Stormbreaker, proving the Mad Titan wasn't invincible. Unfortunately for the universe, Thor aimed a little too low, giving Thanos one last chance to make a snarky comeback before escaping to retirement on his farm planet. And finally, Iron Man himself, driven by visions of doom, sacrificed everything to end Thanos' reign once and for all. Turns out, the Mad Titan's greatest rivals weren't those with cosmic power, but those brave enough to sacrifice everything to undo his twisted dream of balance. When we talk about iconic Thanos moments, there's really only one place to start: the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. In the comics, Thanos gathered all 6 Infinity Stones: space, time, reality, power, soul, and mind, transforming himself into the most powerful being in existence. And his first act? Erasing half of all life in the universe with one casual snap, just to impress his crush, Lady Death. Spoiler alert, she wasn't impressed. With half the universe gone, surviving heroes and villains alike teamed up to stop him, leading to one of Marvel's most epic showdowns. Adam Warlock rallied everyone who was still alive, and even convinced cosmic entities like Galactus and Eternity to join the fight. In a dramatic twist, Thanos became so powerful that he abandoned his body to become one with the universe itself, giving his niece Nebula, yes, angry blue Nebula, the chance to grab the Infinity Gauntlet and undo the chaos. Oops, rookie mistake, Thanos. But if the comics were epic, the MCU stepped things up big time. In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos finally emerged from the shadows, hunting down each Infinity Stone himself. He obliterated Xandar for the Power Stone, crushed Loki for the Space Stone, threw Gamora off a cliff for the Soul Stone, still hurts, and ripped the Mind Stone straight from Vision's head. Not exactly subtle, but effective. Then came the Battle of Wakanda. Earth's mightiest heroes, Avengers, Guardians, Wakandan warriors, stood their ground against Thanos' army, desperately trying to keep Vision safe. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man fought Thanos head-on in space. Despite Star-Lord's emotional slip-up and Thor's last-second attempt to end Thanos with Stormbreaker, Thanos still completed his Infinity Gauntlet, and with one unforgettable snap, half of our favorite heroes vanished into dust. Yes, we're still not over Spider-Man's Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good. But the story didn't end there. In Avengers Endgame, Thanos learned the hard way that snapping away half the universe makes you pretty unpopular. 5 years after his victory, the Avengers rallied once again. After an epic time heist to collect the stones from the past, Iron Man faced Thanos one final time, sacrificing himself to snap Thanos and his entire army out of existence. Thanos watched in disbelief as his grand vision of universal balance vanished before his eyes, turning to dust just like his victims. From unstoppable conqueror to cosmic dust, Thanos' epic journey ended exactly how it began, dramatically, powerfully, and totally unforgettable. And let's not forget how Thanos made his presence known across the MCU in smaller moments leading up to his big showdown. Thanos spent years building up his reputation as Marvel's ultimate villain. His first ominous grin appeared in the post-credits scene of The Avengers, setting the stage for chaos to come. Fans immediately knew one thing. This guy spelled big trouble. In Guardians of the Galaxy, we finally saw Thanos clearly. Intimidating, ruthless, and incredibly manipulative. Here he bossed around Ronan the Accuser and reminded everyone that fatherhood definitely wasn't his strength. Just ask his daughters, Gamora and Nebula. Thanos truly took center stage in Avengers, Infinity War, ruthlessly pursuing the Infinity Stones. He humiliated Hulk, crushed Loki without hesitation, and sacrificed Gamora for the Soul Stone. By the end, with all 6 stones, he snapped his fingers, devastating fans everywhere by reducing half the universe and half our beloved heroes to dust. But every villain meets his end, and Thanos' downfall came swiftly in Avengers Endgame. As the Avengers mounted a desperate counterattack, the Mad Titan would learn firsthand what true sacrifice and heroism look like, and how quickly even the mightiest can fall. After wiping out half the universe, Thanos settled down on a quiet farm planet, convinced he had achieved ultimate victory. But the Avengers weren't about to let him enjoy retirement in peace. Driven by grief and desperation, they hatched a daring plan. Travel back in time, reclaim the Infinity Stones, and reverse the Mad Titan's brutal snap. But their time travel mission had one major hiccup. It alerted past Thanos, who quickly realized the Avengers planned to undo his life's work. Furious and determined, he followed them to the present, bringing his massive alien army with him, setting the stage for an epic showdown like no other. What followed was one of the greatest battles in Marvel history. Thanos, fueled by rage, clashed head-to-head with Iron Man, Captain America, now wielding Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, Thor himself, and nearly every Marvel hero you could name. Captain Marvel made an electrifying entrance, obliterating Thanos' mothership single-handedly, while Scarlet Witch nearly dismantled him piece by piece. Yet, despite their heroic efforts, Thanos again came close to victory, preparing to snap away the entire universe this time, planning to rebuild reality from scratch. In the battle's final moments, Iron Man made the ultimate sacrifice. Cleverly snatching the Infinity Stones away from Thanos, Tony Stark defiantly declared, "I am Iron Man," and snapped his fingers, unleashing their unstoppable power. In an instant, Thanos watched helplessly as his mighty army evaporated around him, crumbling into dust. Defeated, shocked, and speechless, Thanos himself slowly disintegrated, reduced to cosmic dust by the very power he'd once wielded so confidently. With that final snap, Iron Man ended the Mad Titan's reign forever, proving that even the universe's strongest villain couldn't outlast true heroism. And there you have it, the epic rise and even more epic fall of Marvel's ultimate villain, Thanos. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Mad Titan, do me a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button and help me reach my own personal Infinity Gauntlet milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Drop a comment below telling me which Marvel character or epic story you'd love to see next. Until then, remember, balance is everything. Just don't overdo it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.